Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mabimpressions. Today we're going to be talking about Triangle Strategy. This is a tactical, turn-based, grid-based RPG. A lot of people were expecting a ton from this game, including me, hyping it up as the next Final Fantasy Tactics, maybe even Fire Emblem mixed with Tactics Ogre. I'm here to say I went in blind without playing the demo. I did see trailers, of course, that's how we learned about the game. And I'm going to be completely honest, I am mixed whether or not to recommend this game. Let's talk about it though. I'll go into a bunch of stuff, then at the end of the video I'll show you some uncut gameplay of a battle. So first off, Triangle Strategy was developed and published by Square Enix and Artding, and also published by Square Enix. This is not a review copy if you were wondering. It was released on March 4th, 2022 and is currently going for $59.99 US. I have the box behind me. It's currently available only on Switch. All of the footage you're seeing today was taken straight from my Triangle Strategy playthrough. If you're interested, there's links in the description to my Let's Play channel and Twitch where we streamed it all. Please check out all of that. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go over some of the main points here, starting with the story. I'm going to give you a general overview here. Basically, it's a lot of war. It's a lot of intrigue, fighting over salt. It really isn't anything new, but to go into a little bit more specific about that, it's been 30 years since the big salt war. There's 3 gigantic nations. You are in the midst of one of them, and you are a slowly budding lord who has to take responsibility trying to mediate all these people working together. So a ton of new faces. Everyone has, tension from the last war of the last generation, but, now they're working together to hopefully, trade resources, trade knowledge, but then, of course, bad stuff happens, and otherwise you wouldn't have a story. So that's it. It's a lot of war and intrigue. Nothing new, right? Okay, time for the gameplay, though. Like I said, it's a strategy RPG. Think Final Fantasy Tactics. Tactics Ogres Let Us Cling Together. Fire Emblem. More specifics. The gameplay, it's really solid here. I love it a lot. The UI is so intuitive. You know everything around you. You can see all of the enemies. You can see where they're going to attack. All the stats if you just hover over them. A ton of quality of life features as well. You got like different heights. You got team attacks, weaknesses, resistances, debuffs, buffs, flanking, etc. The usual stuff you would see in these types of games. There's over 20 characters you can get, but there is not a lot of customization here, and this is going to be a big thing for people who are into these type of games. So yeah, you get your basic levels, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, etc. And as they get more levels, they automatically learn skills. There are set classes. It's sad to say there are set classes. Your main character is Serenoa. He is a knight, and that's it. Throughout the whole game, he is going to be a knight. He does upgrade to like a swordsman, a better knight per se, just a different name and slightly different costume. The only thing you can absolutely customize is accessories. Every character can wear 2 accessories. Oh yeah, more defense, more magic attack. You could upgrade your skills, but here's the thing. Everyone has just a weapon. So everyone has a weapon, and then you can upgrade the weapon to rank 1, 2, or 3 using materials that you find during battles. And all it does is you get to choose your skill that you want to get next. There's no skill tree. It's just rank 1, here's like 5 skills. Rank 2, here's 5 skills you learn. Rank 3, 5 skills or whatever. And the skills take materials and money. But, you're going to learn all the skills eventually. So there is no like crazy thing there. The only choices you have here is when to learn them, because in rank 1, let's say you get a HP buff, it costs a lot less resources than what you say the attack buff if you get next. But if you go vice versa, it is that thing. So you choose what to upgrade first, but it hardly makes a difference. Barely customizable. So I guess if you want, you can think of like Shining Force type of characters where it's a set character. You get them. This guy rides a horse throughout the whole game. This character is flying throughout the whole game, and then you just go to battle, one path, slightly upgrade for better stats and different look. But yeah, it's just one character. So 20 different kinds of classes, and you cannot switch them out. A fire mage is always going to be a fire mage. A little disappointing, but that's how it is, right? So the game flow is like this. You got like stories, You got side stories. You have an exploration phase. Okay, so the story is you go to a map and they talk for a bunch. Side stories is your character is not specifically there, but you do learn a little bit more about the world. Like people talking about your party members who left. You can learn more about that. Completely optional. There's the exploration phase where you go to a map and you talk to people and learn more, and you get information, key information, which is used later. I'll explain that. You can also just find items on the ground, talk to your party members, etc. Then you got the battles, which is, you know, one map, defeat the other, defeat the opposing enemy team or a specific, thing. You can pick up stuff on the ground, get treasure, and then you have your camp. Camp's pretty cool. You can pretty much use this at any time, not in a story battle, of course, where you can go buy stuff, sell things. You got consumables, you got equipment. That's where you can do other stuff like upgrade your characters, and you can go into mock battles. This is another thing that people think about these games where, yeah, you can infinitely grind. It does scale though, like horribly. No, fairly. I should say not horribly, fairly. So you get mock battles and you get more as you go through the story. Some of them are easy, like, oh, this is recommended for level 3, this is recommended for level 4. So if you over level, you're gonna get like almost no experience from that thing. So the only reason is to do those is to get more money, a little bit more materials, and just to get a lot of your characters up to par, because you're limited to how many people you can use per stage. So maybe you want to use the mock battles just to get everyone back up to the average level. So voting in this game is going to be like a big thing. Now, I've been playing for a while now, and there are some choices that really do matter. It changes the game wildly. But overall, I don't know. It's one of those games where it's like, does choices really matter? You get different characters, you go to different places, but I feel like it's funneling towards the same thing. And then that's really hard to do in these types of games where it's like completely different playthrough. But I have a feeling it is enough of a difference that you're going to want to go back and redo it if you absolutely love this type of game. So your character Serenoa takes over the scales of conviction or whatever, and you have a group of people with you, and let's say there's a gigantic story point where you have to choose between this or that, A or B. Your party members already have their way set. You can see there's a UI like, oh, these guys are going to vote for this, these guys are going to vote for that. It's a democracy, right? But then you can talk to them and you can be like, hey, why don't we do this instead? So you might get lucky and they'll change sides or not. During the exploration phase, you can talk to random NPCs and get some information that you can use to persuade your team members to be like, I want to do that instead. So there's that. Let's go to the graphics. Beautiful. I have to say it's great. 2D HD like Octopath Traveler. However, I think it does look better here. I just think it works better in this isometric view rather than just the the plain view that Octopath Traveler had. I don't know. Maybe I need to look back at that one, but they're similar, but I think this one just looks better. The environments are really nice to look at. Sprites have decent animations, a ton of different ones for each character. Moving over to the sounds, the voice acting. Okay, it's decent. I don't like it or hate it, but whether or not you do or not, there's a lot of it. They did a great job with that, so yeah, good shit. Voice effects are good. The music is great though. I love the music. High quality compositions, and there's a lot of tracks. But let's get into the big issue here. The big issue of whether or not I want to recommend this game or not. The pacing. The pacing. I cannot believe it. Listen. In the first I'm a lot further in the game now, but the first 3 hours of the game, I did not do any side stuff. I just did the story. 3 hours, 2 battles. 2 battles in 3 hours. It felt like longer cutscenes and more jerking me around more than a Yakuza game. Can believe it or not. It's insane. No joke. It's extremely slow. Extremely slow. It's like a visual novel. It's not a bad thing. Let's just say that. It's not a bad thing. It was just really unexpected. A little further in, it does pick up. I talked to someone who was 15 hours plus in, and they said, yeah, it picks up somewhat. It picks up somewhat. But yeah, overall, I think the general consensus is that it's just a very slow burn game. You can skip all the cutscenes and go straight to the battles, but then there's no reason to actually play this game. It's $59.99. I would not buy this game just to skip the cutscenes because the gameplay is not groundbreaking. Like I said, it's like Shining Force. It's like Shining Force. So you don't want to do that. If you play this game, you have to want to get into the story. Otherwise, you're just not getting your value, your money's worth here. I have no problem with it being all story, right? I have no problem, but it just felt like there's no flavor and there's no substance to the cutscenes. It was just a lot of like back and forth, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like in the 3 hours, I can probably summarize what happened in 2-3 sentences, and I did during the stream. I was talking about that. There is some character developments, which is fine and all, but man, they could have cut a ton of pauses, a ton of dialogue, and really up the pace, man. It's not even a matter of being impatient. It's just not respecting your time. I feel like the game doesn't respect your time. Like there's so much stuff they could have just cut out, and it wouldn't have changed anything at all. Nothing at all. Okay, so for the overall story and stuff, it was tough to get into at first, right? Because there's a lot of places they introduce you to. You have to look at the map, a ton of characters, a lot of little sprites to remember, names, but it all somewhat narrows down and ties in later depending on the path you go. So if you don't like war, you don't like tension, backstabbingness, and intrigue, then it's gonna be bad. You're not gonna enjoy this at all. Okay, so the gameplay's solid. Yep. When you get into it, when you get to play. But yeah, I think the absolute almost zero customization besides accessories, who you use, and the order when you use it is a little disappointing for sure. Just go in thinking slow burn, very chill game. By the way, if you're interested, I am playing on normal mode. There's a story, easy, normal, and hard. I don't know the differences. The game doesn't say anything. I don't know if the AI plays any different. I don't know if there's more enemies on the screen. It could just be, higher numbers. So if there is huge, substantial differences, like more rewards or something, the game really needs to tell you that. Otherwise, just play normal. There's no reason to, hit your head on the wall, fight 20 battles when it, doesn't matter. Okay, so, you know what? Overall, Triangle Strategy is good for what it is. I'd recommend it to gamers who love a gigantic, long story with cutscenes that take upwards of 5 to 15 minutes apiece, but really, I would have to say quality, drawn-out strategy battles. I see it as Shining Force character customization, very limited, meets Final Fantasy Tactics Ogre gameplay, but Fire Emblem quality of life features. There's a lot more I didn't get into, but if you have any questions, please comment and I'll get right back to you. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't already, subscribe for daily videos. Check out the full playthrough on my Let's Play channel and follow me on Twitch and join my Discord. All links are in the description. I'll be leaving you guys with a little bit of a battle, maybe towards the end tail of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Do what I can.
Wounds.
Be at ease.
Alright, so that was the easy one.
I will remember this.
I will remember
I
you.
fight for peace.
Self-heal.
For a better
Easy.
world.
Let's go.
My turn.
Yoink. I get the loot and I get the damage. Nice.
Victory is within reach.
I see the threads
Bird of
battle
prey
more clearly.
ability. Nice.
Allow me.
I
Victory
struck
is
true,
within reach.
just as I planned.
Cool.
Charge!
Do it again. Just the basic attacks are good enough. I'm just going for the kudos.
For the honor of House Wolffort.
Oh snap, here we go. Hawk Dive. 1 to 2 range. 5 height. Deal physical damage to a single enemy. Oh really? So if I do Simulation Hawk Dive, he's dead. Check this out. Go Hawk Dive. Here it is. New ability. Oh yeah. And Anna gets the extra attack. Oh no.
Hey, goddess. I'm not your pawn. I am.
That's a really good move he had. You can use it every 2 turns. You are victorious. 1,200 bucks. Large HP pellet. That's gonna be another little money. 30 kudos.